Why did the British Raj end in India? For nearly 200 years, Britain ruled over India, controlling its land, wealth, and people. But in 1947, the mighty British Raj collapsed. Why? Was it Gandhi's nonviolent resistance? The violent uprisings? Or was Britain simply too weak to hold on? The answer lies in decades of struggle, rebellion, and the changing tides of global power. The empire that couldn't hold on. The British Raj was built on power, but by the 1940s, that power was slipping. World War II had drained Britain's economy, and keeping control of India was becoming too expensive. The once mighty empire was now struggling to hold itself together. But the real storm had been building for decades, an unstoppable movement for independence. Gandhi versus the empire. Mahatma Gandhi became the face of India's freedom struggle. His weapon? Non-violence. But make no mistake, this wasn't just peaceful resistance. His movement shattered Britain's moral authority. Every time British soldiers attacked unarmed protesters, the world saw the empire for what it was, a regime clinging to power by force. In 1942, Gandhi called for the British to quit India. This was no longer just protests, there were strikes, sabotage, and full-scale uprisings. The British government arrested thousands, but it was too late. Even Indian soldiers in the British Army were beginning to question their loyalty. The blood of revolution. Subhas Chandra Bose and the Indian National Army. Not everyone believed in nonviolence. Subhas Chandra Bose raised an army to fight the British with weapons. With help from Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan, he led the Indian National Army into battle. His army didn't win, but it sent a chilling message: Indians were ready to fight for their freedom. By 1945, Britain was bankrupt. The war had cost too much, and millions of Indian soldiers had fought for the British to demand freedom from them. When Indian soldiers in the Royal Navy mutinied in 1946, Britain saw the writing on the wall. It was no longer a question of if India would be free, but when. Britain knew it couldn't hold India, but its exit was rushed and chaotic. In 1947, India was divided into two nations, India and Pakistan. The result? One of the worst humanitarian disasters in history. Over 1 million people died in religious violence. The empire had left, but its scars remained. On the 15th of August, 1947, India was free. The British Raj, once unshakable, had fallen not just because of one leader, but because millions of Indians demanded their right to rule themselves. An empire built on control can never last forever. Even the most powerful rulers cannot silence a nation that refuses to bow. And in the end, the will of the people is stronger than the chains of any empire.